Fossilized sandworm carcasses, half buried in white sand, are strewn as far as the eye can see. A few meters away, you spot the ruins of an old wall. You search all over the place, and a dilapidated palace catches your attention. Pick up the lighting equipment and step inside. Ruined palace, first floor of the main hall. I mean, that is a pretty good thumbnail opportunity I almost missed because I wasn't paying attention. Is that a stone, like, wall? Was that doorway walled off and something broke through it? The main gates of the palace have already collapsed. Someone seems to have smashed a hole in the side wall. There is no sunlight within these walls. A faint gloom permeates the air. Blinding darkness stretches as far as the eye can see. No one has visited the main hall for a long time. Dust and sand blankets every corner of the room. These are... A trail of footprints meander across the sand-covered ground. Clearly someone has been here before you. As you follow the footprints, you catch a faint whiff of fragrance unique to the Ferrati. A stargazer. You quicken your pace only to trip over the bottles and jars scattered across the floor. Are those lab equipment? Experiment equipment scattered on the ground. Bottles, monitors, equipments of unknown use are piled up randomly. The sand and rust on the surface shows that they must have been abandoned a very long time ago. Those are clearly things that should not appear here. You hastily raise the lighting equipment to scout around. The palace is divided into several different areas. The floor is scattered into thick wires. You check one area after another. To your surprise, you find a playback device that still works. Activate the device. After a long buzz of static noise, you hear the rustle of flipping pages.
Day 3 of the USM experiment. Small desert worms used for small-scale experimentation. Number used, 5. Test subjects reacted vehemently and mutated when placed in close proximity to the target. Mutations include, but are not limited to, enlarged body size, thickened bones, and the growth of sharp fangs. Moreover, the test subject and the target clearly established communications, or rather, the specimen unilaterally controlled the subject.
Are they talking about the dream flower or stargazer?
Day 10 of the USM experiment. Sexually mature Homo sapiens used as test subjects for experimentation. Number used, 10.
I'm guessing the dream flower is the thing they're experimenting on. Or sexually mature Homo sapiens. I mean, sexually mature, what do you mean by that? Do they mean like 11, 12-year-olds who are capable of, their sex organs have started to work? Or when they say mature, do they mean like over 18?
2/3 of test subjects showcased signs of intense stress when placed in close proximity to the target. Reactions include, but are not limited to, shrieking, mental breakdowns, hallucinations, self-harm, or attacks against each other. Moreover, after exhibiting such symptoms for 17 to 20 hours, the subjects each died and produced a strange life form with strong magnetic interference. Or rather, we're not sure if it can be called a life form.
Okay, I was about to comment, sounds like SCP, but I was not going to comment that because I was like, I've said that like a million times by now. Now that is some SCP shit. These recordings suggest that an unknown group was conducting some kind of test on the so-called targets.
Day 28 of the USM experiment. We have confirmed that the target has a high dimensional level of cognition and is capable of deconstructing, analyzing, and guiding the consciousness of all living organisms. This type of guidance is not simply consciousness manipulation. It is more like a powerful, immutable rule that is placed on the test subject. According to remaining 1/3 of test subjects, became dependent, awestruck, and spiritually devoted towards the target.
Ah, that's what happened to Stargazer. She became mind-controlled. I was wondering, is it just that she was saved, and because she was ostracized by human society, she decided to, or go against everything else, but no, it's this thing is controlling her.
The research team defined the target's description as understanding and empathy. The core crystals in the target's body are the source of its power. However, our experimentation has so far failed to determine the source of the target.
The human voice in the playback device suddenly pauses, leaving only the hum of static.
Could it really be as the mural depicts?
This last phrase seems to be a murmur of self-reflection on the part of the recorder. You pick up a keyword, mural. You return to the ruins outside the palace, raising the light in your hand to scrutinize the carvings on the wall. Sure enough, the seemingly irregular shapes and symbols actually form a grand mural. Whoa, that looks cool. Remains of something painted on a relic wall. It shows some people welcoming blue flames dropping from the sky. The flames drop on the ground and become a flower shape. The mural depicts the sun, moon, and star falling from the sky. Upon reaching the immortal world, they transform into a flower that lands before a kneeling crowd of worshippers. This does not seem to be the depiction of history, but more like humans' deification of unknown life form.
Day 44 of the USIM experiment. The research team detected unidentified dark shadows while searching for test subjects. We speculate that frequent experimentation on the target has affected life forms in a higher dimension.
Oh man, this reminds me of that one SCP. I don't know, it's a guy from, I don't remember where he was from, but some guy, and he's like ascending dimensions every now and then, and like he ends the world and then reconstructs it and shit like that. It's like, I don't remember the number or the name, but it's some just like random guy that is like capable of transcending dimensions. And these black shadows that they're talking about, they did show up when I was doing combat.
Day 45 of the USIM experiment. A multitude of dark shadows is approaching the research site. To be safe, once is in place, the ceremony shall commence immediately.
The sound in the device cuts off at this point. Ooh, what is that? A mysterious mark on a metal plate. The mark looks like an open eye. An unknown group, experimentation, sandworms, core crystals, dark shadows, the ceremony. You feel like you've peeked into a secret corner of the realm. Once you grasp the clues scattered across white sands, the hidden truth shall emerge. You're suddenly plunged into darkness. Your ears begin to ring with countless voices. Crashing, roaring, screaming. The cacophony is like a drum pounding in your ears, causing you unbearable pain. Force yourself to stand up. Force yourself up, pushing through the sharp pain. Then you find yourself in a familiar dead silence.
Day 45 of the USIM experiment. A multitude of dark shadows is approaching the research site. To be safe, once is in place, the ceremony shall commence immediately.
Are the black shadows referring to the apostle of ashes? A chill runs down your spine. The rustling shadows around you give you goosebumps. As your eyes adjust the darkness, you discover that things are grimier than you expected. Countless corruptors whose soul have been devoured by the tides of ashes are waiting for you along the edges of darkness. See, now we're fighting. Last time we didn't even try. Is that quicksand in the middle? Yep. Again, simple combat. What? Who? Oh, that's him breathing heavy, okay. The corridors inside the palace are intricate and complex. You barge your way through, losing some of your pursuers. Manic Desert Bandit. Call for assistance? Who would we call even? Just flee. You look around and find no suitable weapons to defend yourself against the attacks. There is only a long unknown path behind you. You decide to keep running. With a bit of luck, you might be able to lose these desert bandits inside the maze-like palace. The desert bandits detect your location and rush towards you.